Hello, I'm Bruce Edwards from The Breakfast Show at Doncaster Radio, and you are very welcome indeed to episode 17 of It's Not Terminal. This is the podcast all about Doncaster Sheffield Airport and getting it fully up and running again, or should the word be flying. And I'm joined in the studio today by the Right Honourable Member for the State of Garage, Mr. Mark Chadwick.
Hello, Bruce.
Good morning, good afternoon, sir. How are we?
Oh, I'm all right, fella. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Who have we got? Our esteemed special guest in the studio today. Please introduce him.
Well, today we've got Councillor Guy Aston, who is also the leader of the Reform Party at Doncaster Council.
Fantastic.
Hello, Guy. How are you?
Hello, Mark, and it's nice to be addressed as esteemed. I think it's the first time anyone's ever done that. So you have my grateful thanks.
It's good with big words, is Bruce.
Okay. Don't worry, we can make it all downhill from here. Whichever way you want. We always ask, I don't know if you've listened to this, but we always do this with every single guest we have on the podcast, and so there is no preferential treatment here, Guy. The first question always goes like this: where were you when you heard about the strategic review at Doncaster Sheffield Airport and the closure? Where were you? What did you think about it?
Right. I have to be honest and say I can't remember where I was, but I do remember it happening and thinking how sad it was, because I was a fairly regular flyer from Doncaster Airport, and I was always really proud of standing in the queue anywhere sort of across the Mediterranean, looking up or in Greece and seeing Doncaster on the list. I thought, we're on the map.
Yeah.
And the airport coming under review, and obviously the closure, removed that. I think it sort of belittled the town quite a lot. It was sad. It was something we had to be proud of, and it was now gone.
Was there anything that you did at the time? I mean, because you weren't obviously involved with the Doncaster Council at the time. What was the profession at the time? What were you doing?
Well, plug, writing novels.
Ah,
really? If you're into the Roman Empire, just give me a call.
Right. All right.
Yes, I was technically retired, but it was a side hustle, and I've written a trilogy of novels. The last one completed, luckily, before I was elected. So that's what I was doing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You're an author, then?
Yeah, a hobby. But they sell. They sell. They do sell.
Well, fantastic.
Interesting.
No. So, I mean, in your position as a writer then, and obviously aware of the media, I mean, was there anything... I mean, there's very little you can get Julius Caesar to do about Doncaster Sheffield Airport, but, nevertheless, I mean, obviously in some public position as you were, was there anything that you got an opportunity to say about it?
At the time, apart from social media, no. I declared my sadness at seeing it closed and followed the various Facebook pages that picked up eventually on the topic. Yeah.
Interesting. Right. I suppose we better get on with it, haven't we?
We've
got a few questions.
Well, I thought we were talking about the airport.
And have a bit of a chat. Yeah, we need to get it open. Get on with it and get it open. Yeah.
Make a start, yeah.
I think we've got Christian Foster's got us back there, hasn't he, down at the airport. The work he's doing, I think we're all right there.
Christian's doing a very, very good job.
Introduced, yeah. Right then, so this podcast is here to support the reopening of our airport, and no matter who's carrying out the work, really. Unfortunately, at times it has become a bit of a political football. Now, my opinion, and I think I said this to you the other day when we met, guys, is teamwork. I think it needs teamwork, or some people, all parties involved to work together for the benefit of the airport, and I'm getting told off now because I'm moving my head away from the microphone again.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to work together, I think, to get this airport open. What's your opinion on that, guy, please?
Well, if we don't all work together, it's probably not going to open. It is a huge project.
Yeah,
it's an enormous
100%.
project for Doncaster, probably one of the biggest it's ever taken on.
Yeah.
And it encompasses so much. There are going to be skills required. There are going to be firms involved down there. We build the airport city. So it has to be a joint venture, really, across Doncaster to make it work.
Of course, it's not just the airport, is it? It's the South Yorkshire Airport City, as you said.
And that's a crucial part of it, because it will create jobs. It'll bring revenues into the council, which is always desperately needed. But airports, I think on its own, it probably wouldn't fly, so to speak.
Yes, there we go.
But with the airport city wrapped around it, it
yes.
becomes a much, much bigger project.
Yeah, I think that sort of puts it up there, doesn't it?
It's a city project. It's not building an airport. It's much bigger than that.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I was going to say, obviously, I mean, I can tell already because you said about what pride you took in looking up at the departure board and seeing the name Doncaster on there. I mean, it would be silly for me to say to you, whether or not you agree to the reopening. It's a given. It's patently obvious. But it's one of those things that you have to sort of go, is this right? Not just for me, but for the area. And I think most of us pretty much can see that on the whole. Even as phrasing it conservatively, the region, not just around Doncaster, that's the primary area, of course, but the whole region of the north of England, even, it will be a better place for having that airport open.
I would agree with that completely. But let me explain kind of where I'm at. Guy Aston, citizens of Doncaster, I want that airport open. I love it. I used it, and my wife has said, "Don't care where we're going, but the first few flights out, we'll be on one." I've heard so many people say that. But I'm not just Guy Aston, citizen of Doncaster. I'm actually a councillor. And because I'm a councillor, I have other duties. And one of the things I have to do, we as a council, team of councillors, have to do, is ensure that any big project has risk. There is no doubt about that. It's always going to have risk. But we need to make sure, on behalf of the people of Doncaster, that the risk is minimised as far as possible. Because if this was to go belly up, God forbid, if it was to go belly up, given Doncaster is, if you like, the only investor, it is the council taking on the loans and making the financial commitments, it would be a disaster for Doncaster. So it is part of our duty to scrutinise it.
Well, yes, absolutely right.
And we will do that.
You are a public servant.
Yes.
And, you have a responsibility not only to the people who elected you, but also in the more general term of people living in this area, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, Bruce. And it's not to say we don't want it or we're going to sink it. It is our duty to check its sound. It probably will be, But at the moment, the phrase I sort of use back at the Civic is I get secrets out of Bletchley Park better than I could probably get secrets out of Fly Doncaster. So at the moment, we are awaiting what I will call a bundle of facts, figures, data, business plan, and then we'll put the Overview and Scrutiny Management Committee and the Audit Committees will pile in onto it to check it through, looking for risk. There will be risk.
Yes.
Some risk is manageable. We just want to be sure, on behalf of the people of Doncaster, that the risk level is fine.
Sure.
So it's not a case of not wanting the airport. It's a case of making sure it really is going to work.
So are we going to be employing somebody to do that?
We don't have time. The situation we have at the moment, if you look at the auditor's reports, which are freely available, I think,
that's right. Yeah.
There are two major risks for Doncaster. One is the direct schools grant, which is a national situation, and it will be into debt to the tune of 98 million, but I think the government will settle that in 28. So put that to one side. The other major risk they've flagged up as a red is Doncaster Airport. I suspect they've done that because they too haven't really been deep inside the figures. Oliver Coppard's people probably have, but I don't think. But as an auditor, it is their duty to say there's this huge project. We really haven't seen it, therefore we're going to flag it as a red. So we won't have time to put it out. We're going to get it, I think, probably, I suspect, maybe next week or so, and the council meeting is it 27th?
27th.
Yeah, I think it is, Mark. 27th of November. So we're going to have to work very hard for 4 weeks to go through the business plan and to go through the figures. Okay, we are probably reproducing what Oliver Coppard has done, or not Oliver himself, but his team have done, and the auditors that or specialists he employed. But on behalf of the people of Doncaster, we have a duty to do that, so we can turn around and say, let's go. There are risks, but you always get them. Any major project will have risks. None of them are probably project threatening.
And I mean, and I'll go back to your elected representation, of course, because as people will be aware, you stand for the Reform Party. Do they have any thoughts that you basically have any kind of conflict with in terms of, because your primary responsibility, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, your primary responsibility is to your constituents, the people that have voted for you. Indeed. Does that sometimes, you think to yourself, is the general thrust of what Reform wants broadly in favour of that, or are there areas where you're happy to disagree?
Well, let's keep it round the airport.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. No, Reform effectively is a party that believes the one way to get this country out of the mess it's in is to get business going, and get business going fast.
Right.
So it's not going to look at a business opportunity like Doncaster Airport. In general principles, I mean, clearly we haven't had Zia, Yusuf and Doge going through it.
No.
But in general terms, it's a business opportunity. It would create wealth for the town. It'll create employment for the town.
Surely City.
Oh. They say to me, where are you from, lad? Well, actually, I was born in Donny. I was born in Donny. It's always the town.
I'm just so proud of it being a city in the way that it deserves it.
And it deserves an airport as a city. It bloody well does.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in principle, I don't think this at all cuts across anything Reform would like to see.
Good. I just wanted to establish that. Because people will say, and it's my position here to put that question to you, so we can just get that out in the open once and for all and establish that, on behalf of Reform, you can say they'd like this airport to be the success that it deserves to be.
Business is the column that holds up society. If business is going well, business is going strong, we can fund all the good things we would like. If business isn't, as it's not at the moment particularly, you're in trouble.
Sure.
So,
well, as we know, the local Chamber of Commerce and the business community, which I'm a part of, are all in favour of reopening, and our Doncaster Chamber are at some awards today.
Yes.
The UK Chamber Awards.
All right.
And they're in for an award. Yeah. So they're all in London today, so they'll probably all be drunk tonight. I had a commission meeting and celebrating that with.
So what time do you think you're going to get a phone call?
Oh, I don't know, mate. Somebody's told me they're going to FaceTime me, so they'll probably be drunk when they do.
You're going to get this phone call off Dan. You will share it with us, please. Dan and a bottle of champagne going, Mark.
So, now, you had a visit last week down to the airport, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I went down with a colleague to spend some time with Christian. I guess to check the reality.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys all know this, I'm sure, but there are so many rumours. I mean, the baggage system had been ripped out. The escalators were all ripped out. Yeah. The CAA charged much higher fares from Doncaster than anywhere else, which is absolute nonsense.
Rubbish. Yeah.
And so forth. And sitting down with Christian, and he was completely open. We pounded him with questions. He was very tolerant. We pounded him in questions for about 2 hours, before then going off on a walkabout to actually have a look at things, and again more questions. It was really helpful.
And you were all still friends at the end of it?
Oh, very much so, very much so. It was helpful to understand the reality of the situation and not what you're reading on Facebook. With all due respect to your site.
Right. I've shared videos and everything of the inside of the airport over the last couple of years, and it's an amazing place. It's not far off.
It's not far off. No, it's not far off. And interesting information, apparently the baggage reclaim, when the guys came to service it, they said, this thing looks like it's hardly been used, and I think it's 20 years old. Yeah. And so the other thing they said was, they're so big.
Yeah.
Why are they so big? You didn't need anything this size. But by the way, it's great because it'll take the Airbus 386, is it?
380.
380. Yeah, they'll take the Airbus 380, which is one of the biggest sort of regular commercial airliners.
Yeah.
So we don't even have to increase the size of the thing to cope with today's requirements.
Yeah, the conveyor belts have got a lot of room.
It was a very, very, very interesting visit. It flew a lot of demons, shall we say? Yeah.
Are you, and going back to the sort of position with the airport, are you still finding your feet with that now in terms of where you are with your responsibilities as a councillor? Are you still finding your feet? And generally speaking, are you happy with the way things are so far? I mean, I know you'd like to be more involved, perhaps, with what's going on, but, that perhaps will be coming out. How is it for you?
We're talking airport.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
I mean, because you said I detected a slight bit of frustration.
Yes, there is.
Back at
there is.
when you were like sort of not quite, getting answers to questions that you'd like, even if you were like, sort of told, yeah, I can tell you, but then you can't tell anybody else.
Well, I had some of that, but I do understand why.
Of course.
Why? Because yes, it could cause issues for the whole process if we started talking about some things. The main issue for the councillors for reform, and I think I can probably say the Conservative guys are in the same boat.
Okay.
Is this Bletchley Park business? We haven't been able to get any real solid information, and of course, where there's a vacuum like that, and I think it probably goes outside of the council as well, Mark. People will fill it with what they believe and what they have read.
Oh yeah.
But we have no hard facts, figures, information. And what frustrates me to some extent is it's being brought to the councillors probably at the end of October, halfway through, back end of October, and by the back end of November we want a decision on a huge project, the biggest project Doncaster Council's ever taken on.
Yeah.
And we're being given a month, if that, to scrutinise and to audit that process on behalf of the people of Doncaster. And I do take that duty quite seriously, because should this ever go wrong, and God forbid, but should it ever go wrong, it is going to have a very, very serious impact on Doncaster as a town. So we would have liked an awful lot. We would have liked more time to have given it serious study, to convince ourselves and ultimately turn to the people and say, we your elected representatives believe this is a really good number. Let it go. Yeah, there are risks here, risks there. Of course there are. Any project.
I think very few things are without risk these days.
Oh, no, absolutely, and I accept that. Nothing's risk-free. Nothing's risk-free. And we haven't had that time. So all we will be able to do is look at it and give a comment, I think, on risk, because we won't have had time to really assess the financials and the business case. But we've got, an overview and scrutiny management team with sub-panels we'll throw at it, and we have an audit committee. So in the time, I think we can come back with a reasonable report around risk that I'm fairly confident we can do.
And of course, as well, over the back end of last week, wasn't it? And over the weekend, Mark was sharing this news on the Facebook group about these private investors.
The Yorkshire Post article.
That's right, indeed.
The Yorkshire Post shared some information from a consortium of people that are prepared to invest in the airport.
Oh, I see. Right. I think I caught the headline and thought it was the same one as I'd read regarding an Arab.
Looking at the second post it's come from, Monaco, UAE, some big places involved with the backing for these people who have been talking to the council for about 3 years, looking at the posts.
Sadly, guys, it's Chatham House rules. But there is a lot of interest around Doncaster Airport for lots of different reasons from lots of different people. Let's just say that airline reputations flying from Leeds can't be that good because of all the delays and God knows what else. So, all that sort of stuff.
But of course, news like that of having investors in the background waiting to get stuck in and help with the project or what have you.
Oh, it's all a good sign.
It's a great sign. It's all great for the project, isn't it?
Yes, it says to me that probably when we go through it, it'll
You've
be...
got that in the background, just sat on your shoulder, just saying, hold on a minute, there's some more money here as well.
But in answer to your question, we would like more time to really understand it. I mean, we are the representatives of the people.
Of course. Of course, the people that are doing it, they've had 3 years at it, haven't they?
Oh, the people running the project at the moment?
Oh,
yes, they have. And I'm not decrying them at all. I'm just saying that the people are not being told where a lot of their money is going and how it's going to be spent. And I think some of the funding is a little bit more complex than we're being told. I don't know the ins and outs, Mark. And that's my sort of embarrassing position. I really ought to know as a councillor, because it's my people's money, and I don't. But overall, I'm not optimistic, don't be wrong. It's just a job we have to do, and I want to do it to make sure we discharge our responsibility in the correct way on behalf of the people.
So putting you on the spot here, I mean, all being well and the scrutinies and whatever that you do over the next few weeks, if you're happy with what you find in the reports that you get given, will Reform and the councillors be supporting the projects moving forward?
I would say unless we find some very, very serious risk, I think it's always been the case. We've all. I don't know where it's come from, because we were meeting people in the election and saying, oh, well, you guys don't want the airport, that's why we're going to vote for Ros, but we'll vote for you in council. Yeah. And we would say to them, well, where's that come from? Because none of us have ever said we don't want the airport. Yeah. Never said we don't want the airport.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question, of course, because it's out there on social media.
Yeah. And I mean, as soon as it's open, my wife will be buying tickets.
Yeah. I'll be in front of you.
Yeah, I'll see you there, mate. You're buying the beers. Yeah. No, generally, Reform would love to see that airport. We would love to see nothing more than a prosperous airport, and even more so an airport city, because it's bringing prosperity to Doncaster. And as long as the risks are balanced.
Yeah, I mean, in the past we've seen claims of 5,000 direct jobs, 6,500 indirect.
Yes, I've seen those.
2.4 to 4 billion over the next 30 years to our region's economy. It's got to be, that's got to be nothing but good news.
That's absolutely excellent.
Yeah, it's brilliant, And then of course, when we get the airport city up and running, it's an investment zone, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So the money from the rates from the business that are there. The majority of the money will be kept by the region. I know it'll go to South Yorkshire Combined Authority, won't it? And then be divvied up, I believe. Is that right?
I'm not even 100% sure exactly what. I mean, my understanding is that we, the people of Doncaster, are funding the whole jolly thing, which we are. There's no input from Barnsley. There's no input from.
No, they've agreed to.
Oh, they're all very happy.
Funding.
Yes, and they will share the benefit. But as my view at the moment is that it's Doncaster that's got control of the project. The positive side of that is that if it makes huge profit and makes success and so forth, it all comes to Donny. Comes to Donny. We don't start shipping it out to Sheffield. They can have their tram.
We'll have a few bits back off, won't we?
Of course. I mean, there'll be debts and things to pay and so on. But overall, it could be a stupendous project for Doncaster. Yeah. You wouldn't want to stop that unless there was some very, very serious risk. Yeah. But that's what we need to look for. Yeah. So when we do say, let's go, we are relaxed.
That's good to hear, to be fair.
Because like you said, Mark, I mean, we've been going on with this now for a number of years. So, I mean, it's getting to the stage now where... And I hear what you're saying, Guy, as well. But I mean, you hear as well what a lot of people are saying, that there's been enough talk, now we need to see some action.
Yeah. Yes, I mean that's a natural response because it has been going on forever, and but when you talk to people, their understanding is not good. I mean, they seem to think Oliver Coppard has just chucked Donny 160 million to open the airport. Well, we all know that's not the case. No. There's access to 160 million over the
next year, 2 years. That's
right. But it's not a case. Oh look, we've got 160 million to spend.
Nobody's got that kind of money sat in bank waiting.
No. It's much more complex than that. And I think I'm beginning to think. It's very much more complex than that. But
it's a payment over the next 26 or 28 years, isn't it?
Yes,
and that adds up to that amount of money.
And there's more as well. And I think we'll be made to go through hoops every year to get our chunk of the gain share. Yeah. But as a roaring success, it shouldn't be a problem.
We might not even need it.
Well, you never know.
If it's a roaring success, we might not even need it.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, if at the end of the day, and I mean, this will be my final sort of contribution to this for today. But if at the end of the day we've got thousands of jobs paying good wages for highly skilled workforce across the Doncaster and South Yorkshire area, surely it's not going to go very wrong. If we've got all those jobs for all those people, and jobs not just like sort of for a few years, these will be ongoing careers we're developing here. I mean, they were interviewing for people at the jobs fair recently at Doncaster Racecourse, looking for air traffic controllers. I mean, it's a highly skilled job.
It is.
And these are all not just even airside aircrew.
And in short
people
supply.
Think, people think you just walking around the aircraft with a wheelbarrow or whatever. No, it's not. It's a highly skilled, highly dangerous job. And believe you me, you look out the aircraft.
Oh, you mean the ground crew?
The ground crew, yeah. And believe you me, look out the window and you see these guys with your suitcases. That's a high-risk job they're doing there. And they're getting well paid for it, and they need a serious amount of training. So even
I think the beauty about that type of thing is it's subcontracted out, bro.
Yes, But nevertheless, you've still got jobs coming. But
still people.
In the
I think
area.
it was one of the biggest things I've said before, and I said this to the guys from Munich as well in a meeting that I was privileged to be at. was that we don't want the golden arches in the airport, and we don't want Witherspoons. We want a local company running the bar, a local company running the restaurant, running the takeaways, because they'll be whichever option we've got, they'll be employing Doncaster people. But if it goes to a big multinational global company, the profit that they make will be taken away from Doncaster.
My understanding, and it's only understanding, is it's going to be very much a Doncaster themed airport. When you arrive, you're going to know you're in Donny, and so on.
We've suggested they've got the blue shop in town, haven't they? The blue building with the visitor centre, we've sort of suggested that we have something like that. So merchandise and what have you about Doncaster.
You can buy a Donny lass.
That's right, that's it, and that type of thing,
red and white shirts.
The ambassadors, we've got FODs, haven't we? The ambassadors that worked there before. Friends of Doncaster Sheffield Airport, and they want to still be involved with the DSA version 2 when we're all up and running, and it's quite interesting what's happening at the moment. We just need to get over these next few steps, don't we?
Yeah, and I suspect we will.
That's really good to hear.
We will. I mean,
brilliant stuff. Well, I think we've grilled our representative.
Yeah. And thanks ever so much for being open and responsive to us, Guy. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Transparency is everything.
It is indeed.
I'd like to tell that to Bletchley Park.
And of course, don't forget, we'll have more episodes of It's Not Terminal very, very soon. Are we in a position, Mark, to mention forthcoming guests at this moment in time?
Next week we're going on a day out. Well, we're going on a day out, aren't we? We're going to Sheffield. We're going to Simca next week.
Oh, I wonder who we could possibly
be
speaking
with Oliver.
To. Yes.
And a week after, we're going to have a word with Dan Fell.
Oh, yes.
And then we're in the process. There's the appeal for the Vulcan, isn't it? The Vulcan's trying to get some more funds together to get a location. They've been offered a site at the airport, but they need to put a building up. So they're trying to get some funds for that. So we're going out one Sunday, I believe. We're going to take some photos and have a chat with Mark, the CEO, out there. And then we've got an opportunity to get them on It's Not Terminal.
Brilliant. Well, look forward to that. And of course,
that could be an interesting episode, that one.
It could be very interesting.
It could be secretive at the minute, but we'll announce it at some time.
We'll have some fun with it.
We just need to get sorted.
All the information you need about the campaign group and the campaign to get the airport reopened, and of course about the podcast as well, on Facebook, and the place is Mark, #SaveDSA, Save Doncaster Sheffield Airport, is it?
That's the one, mate, and we're on LinkedIn as well, Save Doncaster Sheffield Airport.
Indeed.
We're on Twitter, or we still call it Twitter as old boys.
Oh, I tell you.
We're on X. We've got a little bit of a presence on TikTok and Instagram, but 34,000 followers I think it is now.
Not
so
doing
if anybody wants some information on the airport, just have a look at our collection of social media accounts.
Right. And Guy, thank you very much again for joining us today here in the studio.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the radio station as well.
No problem.